Hi, Emily.
Hi, Reema.
How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Screen's a little frozen, so just give it a second.
My screen is?
Yeah, am I frozen?
No, hold on. I'm gonna turn on my camera. Is it
Yes,
better?
there we go. Yeah, that is the solution. Clearly, I don't know why I didn't think of that the first time around, but glad we figured it out now. Anyways, I know it's been a while since we've met. Just wanted to ask first, do you remember what we had done last session?
Yeah, we had reprocessed the target memory.
Yes. Yes, we did. So with that, I mean, has there been anything you've like noticed at all? Any triggers or any dreams or new insights you might have um come by since we last met?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, great. So, um, let's move on. If it's okay, I would like to keep on going and start with the next memory.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Um, so do you by chance remember what the next memory is? If not, I can give you a snapshot.
Yeah, can you give me the snapshot?
Yeah, absolutely. So last so the memory after the target memory was age 8, transfer to private school, receiving a C.
Okay.
So, so when you bring up that memory, what image represents the worst part?
I don't even know if this is a real or imagined image, but I can like envision we always had the award ceremonies and going up and not getting the award that I normally get.
Right. And as you think of this experience, what is the worst part of it?
Mm, feeling like disappointment.
And what words go best with that picture that express your negative belief about yourself now?
I think I am a disappointment.
I am a disappointment. And when you bring up that picture, what would you prefer to believe about yourself instead?
Mm, I am enough.
When you think of that picture, how true do those words, I am enough, feel to you now on a scale 1 to 7, where 1 feels completely false and 7 feels completely true?
Probably say a 5.
And then when you bring up that picture and those words, I am a disappointment, what emotion do you feel now?
I'd say sadness and anxiety.
Sadness and anxiety. All right. And on a scale 0 to 10, where 0 is no disturbance or neutral, and then 10 is the highest disturbance you can imagine, how disturbing does this memory feel to you now?
Probably like a 3 or a 4.
Okay. And where do you feel that in your body?
I definitely feel like anxiety in my chest, a little bit in my stomach, and like I'm just very fidgety.
All right. All right. So, just Real quick before I continue, I know we had practice with eye movements. I thought that today we could try something different, maybe tapping, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And then remind me, is this more comfortable, like the bear hug or the tapping on your knees?
Let's do tapping on my knees.
Tapping on your knees? Okay, great. Let me uh, trying to figure out how I'm gonna count in my I'll just okay. Okay, sorry about that. And now I'd like you to bring up that picture, those negative words, I am a disappointment. Notice where you feel it in your body and begin tapping now. And pause, bring back to me. What are you noticing now?
Mm, I was just thinking of like, I don't know, just the general essence of sadness.
Okay. Let's go with that. And pause, bring it back to me. What are you noticing now?
My brain just keeps jumping to this weekend because, I mean, I was always worried about being a disappointment to my mom, not my dad. Um, and like nothing is ever enough for her. So that's what I was thinking.
Okay, let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I mean, I was just thinking, like, I don't even think that's true. I just think that, like, unless something is about her, like, she can't celebrate other people's accomplishments without making it about her and like that. So, of course, nothing was ever enough because it wasn't about her.
Yeah, let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I just feel myself getting angry because I am so tired for that little girl, like that little version of me who internalized it as like it was a me problem when like my mom is batshit crazy. It was never a me problem. It was never that little girl's problem.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And when you go back to that original memory, what are you noticing now?
I just feel so bad for that little girl walking up to the stage, so disappointed in herself when it was not her.
Let's go with that. Pause. What are you noticing now?
I was just thinking about how no one ever stood up for that little version of me. And so I was like so manipulated and always thinking it was my fault and it was me. And how that related to like this weekend again. And I was just like, I refuse at this point in my life to not stick up for that little girl. I just refuse. I don't care who it hurts.
Yeah. Oh, let's go with that. Pause. What are you noticing now?
I just feel like angry because I'm like, that was such a hard transition going from public school to private school. Like, technically, they were like 2 grades ahead of me. And like, I felt so guilty for getting a C. And it's like, she was doing her best.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Right. Let's pause. What are you noticing now?
I went down the rabbit hole of like, I don't remember like the first time I ever cheated on an exam, but I remember like distinctly feeling so much guilt for cheating like as young as like 5th grade. And then I was just thinking, I mean, of course I did, because it was either cheat on the exam and I feel like extreme guilt over cheating, or be told you're disappointed you're not enough all the time. So of course I did something that like in my character I don't like to survive.
Sure. Of course. Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
This might be another target memory, so I don't know where I was going, but I just would always get stuck at the kitchen table for hours on end to study. I was just thinking of little me sitting there thinking, my brain cannot retain this information. How am I going to pass this so I don't get like in trouble? I was like 8. I would sit there for like 3 hours straight.
Wow.
Like sit there from the time I got off of school to dinner around 7. I could not move. I could not get up.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I started dissociating for sure. I started thinking about like just a lot of anger towards my mother, and then I started dissociating.
Okay. So let's go back to the target memory. When you bring that original memory up, what are you noticing?
Still anxiety, but more anger.
Anger. Okay. Anxiety and anger. Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I just have never like, as a kid, like I wasn't allowed to be angry. I mean, I wasn't allowed to have emotions, but especially anger and anything viewed as anger was, to this day, I don't want to say was, is viewed as overdramatic and oversensitive. And I mean, that was and still is very common words that I get told. Um, so to feel so much anger now for a little kid that like didn't have the capacity to really feel anything, I'm so angry.
Let's go with that. Right, and pause. What are you noticing now?
I just kept thinking in my head, like, does she not understand, like my mother, does she not understand that my sister didn't talk to her for 6 years for a reason? In every conversation, we are the problem. I mean, because I'm pretty sure she's a narcissist. It's like, do you not realize that 6 years of not speaking to your own daughter is a good indicator that you're the problem?
Um, And where do you feel all of that in your body?
My chest and my stomach.
What emotions are you feeling?
Still anxiety and a lot of anger.
In your chest and your stomach, you said? Okay. Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
Before my sister stopped talking to my parents for like 6 years, I had every intentions of stopping to talk, like stopping our communication. But it was like when she did, I was a freshman in college, so I had just gotten out of the house. And ever since then, I've played this mediator role for them. Like Brittany moved across the country like 5 different times, and I would tell my mom generally where she was located, and I was always this middleman since high school. And I am damn tired of doing that. I'm tired of sacrificing my needs to try to be the person that brings the family together. And like I think that's the anger. Like I'm always the person trying to fix it. And I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck.
Right? Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I just felt like the anger dissipate. I just am so sad. I guess just like admitting that like if I'm not the middle person, then there is no family. And it's just the truth. There is none. And I mean all I've ever wanted was family. So that just sucks.
Absolutely. Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I just kept thinking about like a middle path and being like, I cannot imagine like cutting them out of my life, but I also refuse to tolerate the shit that I have. Like I'm not doing it. So I don't know what that middle path looks like.
Okay. So let's go back and when you bring up that original memory, what is it that you're noticing now?
I just feel like there's a little girl I have to fight for.
Yeah, let's go with that. All right, and pause. What are you noticing now?
I told my dad over the weekend, I was like, I'm not 15 anymore. I'm not going to tolerate this. And I'm also not 8 anymore. I don't have to tolerate this.
Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
It's like I truly do believe all of those things, but there's just like a blocking belief that is like consistently coming up. And it's my whole childhood, there was like this exchange of value. So, like, I am indebted to my parents. They always called me my sister and I were their investment. And they've put a lot of money. They've paid for my whole education. They paid for my car. Like, they've paid for, I mean, half of the house nowadays. And it's like so ingrained into my head. While I truly believe all of those other things, I keep hitting this wall of, you do fucking owe them about $250,000. And that has just been so deeply ingrained that it's like, even this past weekend, when I was trying to celebrate getting my license in the mail, she goes, "Oh, you mean the $150,000 we paid for?" It's just in every narrative of my life. So it's like I truly believe that first half, but I keep hitting this wall of, you're an investment and you're not paying out the investment.
And so with that, what what emotions come up?
A lot of anxiety because it feels trapped. Like, it makes me feel very trapped because, like, I've done a good job in the past 4 years tiptoeing around things, and like so many things have been said to me that my boyfriend was like, those are so fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not that bad, so I can handle them. And so I've lived the past 4 years like pretending like I'm not trapped. But I can't pretend like I'm not trapped. And it feels very, very suffocating.
That feeling trapped and that anxiety, um, where do you feel it in your body?
Definitely my chest.
Chest, yeah. Trapped anxiety, suffocation. Um, yeah, that's a lot. I I think we should go with that. Yeah. Pause. What are you noticing now?
I was thinking about how I told my boyfriend this too. Like, when I was in high school and younger, I would just repeat in my head hundreds of times, you just got to get out. You just got to get out. You just got to get out. And even this past weekend, I felt trapped with my mom being here because she was like threatening to leave. And I didn't say anything, but she drove 2 hours to see me, 2.5 hours to see me. So it's this like, again, well, like I'm kind of trapped, you know? And I kept trying to say, but you're not. And you are grown and you have a whole life and you are self sustaining. But there is just this, you're only that way because of what they've given you.
Um, I want to go back to the target memory again. And I want you to think about when you go back to that original memory, what are you noticing now?
I just see it like, what is it? Like the fishbowl lens or whatever. And I'm just so sad for her, you know? Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I know I'm an adult now and I really want to fight for that little version of me. It's just, it sucks still being like an adult version and still feeling half even as trapped as she was. She's just a little.
Let, let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
I feel like my brain was just bouncing around a lot of different things. And I just started thinking about my sister. I mean, she experienced the same things, just in a very different way. And I know that she also has this negative core belief about herself that she's not enough. And that breaks my heart.
Let's go with that. And pause. What are you noticing now?
It's just like it's been a decade since I like got out. Like I kept saying, I just gotta get out. I just gotta get out. It's been a decade. And it's like battling this idea of like, this is your mom versus like, you would never let anybody else be in your life that treated you this way at all. Um, and like, I think that way for my sister as well. Like, you know, we've tolerated really shitty men in our lives and we got rid of them. And that is 100% a byproduct of who we grew up with. We gravitate toward what we know. And it's just like, it's your mom. And she's so mean for no reason.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I have like going between there's so many things in my brain right now, and part of it is what we're doing. And I don't want to sorry. Um, I know I keep going back to the target memory, but I feel like or the original memory, and I just feel like I need to. So I'm gonna go back to it again. I'm sorry. Trying. Okay. But going back to that original memory, what emotions are you noticing? Or what are you noticing in general? I'm just saying emotions because there's there's been a lot, that
Yeah.
you've said. So just wanna
Honestly, when I think about the original target memory, I feel like, I mean, I'm sad for that little girl and I'm like angry for that little girl, but I don't feel a heightened sense of emotion toward that target memory. And I think that's why I keep going away from it because, to be fair to you, again, a lot has happened this weekend. But like when I think of that target memory, like, I mean, I'm sad, but it is what it is. Like I feel like I'm pretty, like I'm sad and I'm angry, but I think I'm more sad and I'm angry because of the present and because of like that target memory.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so let let's go with that one more time. Let's go with that. Okay. All right. And pause. Um, when you are, well, what are you noticing now?
I was just like putting myself in like a mindfulness position where I was thinking of myself, giving that younger version of myself the affirmations that it's not even that I think I deserve, that like any little kid in that situation deserved.
Sorry, I thought you were still had something
Yeah.
something more to say. Okay. Okay. And when you bring up that original memory on a scale 0 to 10, where 0 is no disturbance and 10 is the highest disturbance you can imagine, how disturbing does it feel to you?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't really say it's disturbing. I think it's a 0.
A 0? Right. Let's go with that. Okay, pause. What I'm gonna ask you the like first set again. So how where is the disturbance now on a scale 0 to 10?
I'd say it's a 0.
Still at a 0? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So do do the words I am enough still fit, or is there another positive statement that you would feel is more suitable?
The one I was kind of saying in my head, it sounds strange as like a positive statement, but it's more of like a positive affirmation. And it's
Sure.
something I kind of realized yesterday that like was never said to me when I was little or was
Mhm.
always said to me conditionally. And it's what I was saying to myself was, I am so proud of you. And I don't know, I think that is like a lot more powerful for me right now.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So we'll change it to I am so proud of you. And think about that memory and those words. I am so proud of you. And from 1 being completely false to 7 being completely true, how true do those words feel to you now?
I'd say 6.
S Okay. I want you to hold that together, the original memory and the words, "I am so proud of you," and, close your and I'm sorry, close your eyes if you'd like to, and, go and ahead and start tapping. And pause. On a scale 1 to 7, how true do those words, "I am so proud of you," feel to you now?
I would say 6.5.
5. Awesome. Let's go with that. And pause. On a scale 1 to 7, how true do those words, "I am so proud of you," feel to you now?
I would say a 7.
Okay. Now, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes and keep in mind the original memory and the words, "I am so proud of you." Then bring your attention to the different parts of your body, starting with your head and working downward. Any place you find any tension, tightness, or unusual sensation, please let me know.
There's a little bit of anxiety still in my chest, but I also think that could be baseline anxiety.
Okay, that's all right. Let's oh, so let's I want you to focus on that and tap into it. Okay? And pause. Is there how or what do you notice now, or how is that chest anxiety feeling?
Yeah, I think some of the deep breathing kind of alleviated a lot of it.
Okay, wonderful. Is there any other like sort of sensation or feeling, whether it is tightness or even something that's just not normal that you feel or notice?
I don't think so. Nothing. There's other things, but they're normal pains.
Okay, they're normal things. Okay, for sure. Um, so with that, is there a gesture or movement that would help you connect with that feeling of "I'm so proud of you"?
I think just one of those diaphragmatic breaths would be really helpful in those moments.
Okay. Uh, sorry. Is it so it looks like it seems like that body scan is clear, and just a diaphragmatic breathing you said would be like some sort of movement or gesture that would help connect that
Yeah.
feeling. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, you know, um, we're actually at the end of our session, which was some perfect timing. Um, Getting through this memory to a 0 and a pretty clear body scan, it seems. And very and strengthening that positive cognition of "I'm so proud of you." Um, so the processing we have done. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, you have done some really, really wonderful work, and truly you have. Um, is there or is there something, or if there is something, what feels like the most important thing you learned about yourself today or took away from today's session?
Mm, I just think that, I have the ability to fight for those little versions of me. I just need to figure out what that looks like.
It's awesome. I think that's great insight too. Um, to that little version of you and to your current version. Okay, so I want to just make sure we end this, on a calm and positive note. I know we've kind of reached there, but just to add on to it, I'd like to invite you to do to do a mindfulness activity, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Like to just invite you to, get comfortable in your chair or however, um, however you're seated, and if you'd like to close your eyes, it's fine. And I would like to invite you to take a big breath in, long, slow, releasing that breath out. And another, again, a nice full breath in, and then really feeling the body release when exhaling. One more satisfying inhale. And on the exhale, allowing yourself to settle into this space, into this moment, and into this breath. Noticing what is here for you now in thought and in emotion, perhaps as a result of the thoughts, and what is here in your body sensations, perhaps as a result of the emotion. No need to judge what's here. Simply notice with a kind curiosity, bearing witness to your own internal experience. No need to engage with it. Simply notice, simply breathe, simply soften, simply settle. Taking a moment to label what is here in a few words, like you might label a file folder to clearly describe what it contains. Now, the invitation is to take a fuller, deeper breath. Exhale. I'd like you to do this as many times as needed. And once you're ready, that last exhale, refocusing back together. Awesome. All right, Emily. So the processing we've done today may continue after session. You may or may not notice new insights, thoughts, memories, or dreams. If so, just notice what you're experiencing, and if you wish, you can record it on the Memories and Lies log. Use resources we have worked on to help manage any disturbance, and we can work on this material next time. You have your number, or you have my number. And if necessary, please feel free to call me.
Thank you, Reema.
It's a great work today. You have a good rest of your day, okay?
You too.